We good? How's the echo on this? It's actually not that bad.
Yeah. We might have to adjust sound. Hey, thanks for coming. We got Mark, we got Matthew, and we got the Shut Up Mark podcast.
Brought to you by Dave's Hot Chicken, the wonderful people at Dave's Hot Chicken, guys. If you guys watch my content at all, the true crime people, whomever else, the fastest growing restaurant franchise in the United States right now.
And it's pretty good.
It is good. Ask Matt. He's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you co-signed that.
Well, yeah, I've been to Dave's Hot Chicken before. Like y'all had invited me out there. So, yeah, it's good.
That's the endorsement right there. That's the whole ad. I don't think we should say anything else about it.
I tried it for the first time. I think it was last week with you, 2 weeks ago. No joke, not just saying this. It's really good, and it's actually not as it's not as much batter.
No, it's not really even that fried. It's very light. You know what I mean? It's
not pushing Dave's.
Exactly.
It's real commentary.
They really are
pushing Dave's.
Pushing Dave's a little bit.
It's like listen, they've been a great partner. They made this whole thing happen. Everybody at Moxie's, obviously, that's involved here. This place treats me so well, and they were so open about this show. And Viva was unbelievable. What do the people should know about Viva? They're locally made, locally based tequila seltzer. Everybody's sipping. A lot of people are sipping on one right now. I haven't met anybody that doesn't like it yet.
Yeah, they're good.
Legitimately, not a single person. They got a great product. That's why they keep growing so fast.
Yeah, good local brand. 88 calories. Did you know that?
Off the top of my head, I knew it was less than 100. I didn't know the exact number.
How many carbs?
Is it 2.5? Zero. Right. Okay.
How many sugars?
3.
Zero sugars.
Zero sugar as well.
Yeah.
Zero sugar as well. It's a pretty good product, guys. If you're into tequila, seltzers, anything like that, you need to check out Viva. Available in most liquor stores, by the way.
It's gluten-free as well.
Oh, it's right. I didn't.
Read fundamental.
Right, yeah. Guys, he doesn't really need an introduction. This is the captain of the Patriots right here. Matthew Judon's here, guys. He's everybody's favorite Patriot. Man, what do I say? I can't thank him enough for doing the show. This is our second time working together. Well, third if you count the football camp, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, that was a smashing success. The Tingsboro football camp. Bro, I could not believe how many people, not that I doubted you, but I could not believe how many people were there.
It was a lot of little kids. I ain't know it was going to be that many people. We did it 3 back-to-back days in just different parts of Massachusetts. It was pretty cool.
They showed out for you though. They were. Every station. I remember I was just walking around looking for you, and it was full everywhere. Parents loaded up the stands. It was crazy.
Yeah. I think the best day was the last day. We was near Connecticut, and it was just pouring raining.
Westfield?
Yeah. It was just pouring raining, and shoot, I don't like wet clothes, so I took my shoes and socks off, and my shirt off, and we was just out there having fun in the rain. And that's it was little kids and stuff, so it wasn't too much technical work going on and fundamentals. So we was just kind of just having fun, and it was pretty fun.
Do you see yourself ever going into coaching at any point? Do you have a desire to do that at all? Do you feel like that's something you'd be open to?
Nah, I like to work with the youth, but I don't think coaching is for me. I don't know. It's because I can do still. They say people,
Fair.
Those who can't do coach, so I still can do.
I'm a coach, so
it's
kind of weird.
How much can you do? Yeah, right.
And so, when I see something done and it's not how I think I look doing it, it kind of make.
It's a patience thing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't got it right now because I still think I can do.
And not every player makes a good coach.
No.
Just because you play it doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach. But I think self-awareness is important.
For sure.
Knowing what you want, what you don't want, what's right for you and what's not. So,
do you want your kids playing football? What sports are they into now? How do you see yourself guiding them on the whole athletic endeavor?
I'm really big into kind of do what you want, but we gonna work out. Mm-hmm. We gonna go to the gym. We gonna sweat. It's gonna be hard. We gonna do stuff that you don't like, but do what you want. Your free time. If you don't want to spend 3 hours on the football field, that's fine. But we gonna spend an hour in the gym regardless of what you do. And I got 2 girls and 2 boys, so that's for each and every one of them. I think just that fundamental basis of working out, just get out, sweat, get beside yourself, challenge yourself, and you can see different goals. That helps them grow.
So you don't care if your kids literally like rock climb for a living, as long as they're, or like as a sport, like just do something active. It doesn't matter what it is.
No, for sure. I'm building them a rock climbing wall. Like I want them to do.
Guess, by the way, but I'll take the snipe
good.
credit on that. That's
Yeah,
actually
I want them to do as much stuff. Like they young, they soak up so much stuff. My oldest know 3 languages.
How old?
She's 9.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more than me.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
bro. She like her mental capacity is great. It's like beyond mine. I know 1 language barely, and so she do so much stuff. Like, and then my sons are 5 and 4. Like my 5-year-old, he loved football. But, if you want to golf, like I'm with that too. Or if you just strictly want to be academia, I'm with that too. It's like, I just want them to have like the best life. So that was my future though. That was my path.
Do you let the kids play video games? I know you like video games. You allow that?
Yeah, I let them play video games. My sons be playing GTA. One play of Madden, be getting whooped. He be getting dog walked in Madden.
Yeah.
But
you don't play about Madden. That's like you're like on that. Like you're like
no. He don't play me. He play the computer. He don't play me. He play the computer. And every time I walk in, it's like 33-7. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, you can't be having that in the house, man.
yeah,
You got to steal a win
mean,
against Miami at some point or something.
No, it's like, I used to get whooped too. I got older brothers. I got older brothers. He's just an older brother that like to play video games. And so, until he get good, he gonna be getting whooped by the computer.
How do you? Speaking of like today's NFL and stuff like that, because we're the same age. So how do you feel about today's game versus the game when we were younger, like kids, like your kids' age, like that? Because I think you would have thrived in both eras. Honestly, I think speed plays in any era. I don't care what anybody says. So how do you, like, would you prefer to play back then, like rocking a neck roll and like an E-bar cage and stuff like that? Like, or do you like the game, like you know what I mean?
So, I mean, if I'm me back in those days, I think I'm like an off the ball linebacker.
Okay.
But if I'm me, like in these days,
You are you in these days.
Yeah, with just speed and knowledge of the game. It's, it just help you on the edge now. Like you see every team with a great edge rusher. It's and back in the day, they had kind of good edge rushers, but back in the day, everybody was running the ball. Everybody, it was 60-30, run back then. Now it's 60-30, and obviously that's not it's 66 and 33, but
Right.
But that's how it is that's how it is passing now.
Yeah, because like back in the day, I don't know if you remember like Troy Aikman used to be like considered this unbelievable offensive and like dude, the guy would throw for like 250 and like 2 touchdowns.
And how would Troy be today, right? Right. I mean, different game.
Yeah, it's like a different game. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. So I didn't know if you ever had like thought about like, dude, it would have been sick to play back in the day, but like I kind of like where the game's at now with plays. Because again, I think you would obviously lit it up in both eras, but
yeah, for sure. I would have loved play back then. The hard hitting safeties. I think now our tight end position is more skill based, but back then, like they had like the Dallas Clarks and tight, like just like grit players. And I feel like it was just a lot of them. And then I would love to play against like a Ricky or a Edgerrin James type running back. But, now it's like Alvin Kamara type running backs and guys like that. So it's just different.
I've heard he's arguably the toughest guy to tackle in the league. Kamara. Like he's slippery, like he's tough, and his center of gravity is so low that he's just hard to bring down. And he's not even that big of a guy. Like he's like an average sized dude, but like, I don't know, elaborate if you.
Well, I feel like Alvin Kamara is probably one of the toughest to tackle just because he never running fast. He just always at a consistent pace, and it's like him and Aaron Jones. They never struggling. Like sometimes you'll see people like trying to run a fast. They just always at like their own cadence, and they slip past angles or they bypass angles because they never run it fast, but they always can speed up. Like they always got a different gear or they got a different level. It's just their knowledge of football. It's just their knowledge of football and body position.
Who is, speaking of guys that, like, you know, not that guys don't know Alvin Kamara, I'm saying, like, people that played for the Pats, you've been here for a while now, right? Who do you think us as Pats fans have sort of underappreciated that, like, from a football perspective, like a guy that's like, you're a pro's pro, so like you've seen a lot, played with a lot of guys, a couple different teams,
like
now.
under the radar,
like
right?
under the, in other words, like the average football fan probably doesn't realize what this guy is doing every week on the field, but like you guys as pros would be like, yo, this guy's important. This guy is really, like, if people really knew what they were looking at, they'd look at this guy a lot, you know, even a little bit higher than they do.
I think Jonathan Jones, for real. I think for what he's done since he got into the Patriots. You know, he a lifer.
He is. A lot of I even forget about that, bro. He's been here a while. Like,
yeah.
But he gets respect.
Yeah,
Jonathan Jones gets respect, though.
Yeah,
he does.
He get respect, but I think as far as like when you look at top corners or people that should be highest in a position, you know, JC got a lot of credit because he was just getting picks. He was getting picks, and then he got kind of overshadowed because Steph was here, and then you had Dev in the back end.
Yeah.
It was just like it's so many people from our secondary that kind of get talked about, and he really just don't get talked about. He just go out there and produce.
I guess it's to your point. It was never like his secondary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never like his second. Like, so
Yeah.
I see exactly what you mean when you make the point like that. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I mean? When you left Baltimore, you obviously came from like a winning culture.
Mm-hmm.
They've been consistently good for a long time now, right? I'm assuming that's what drew you to New England, but like when you were leaving for free agency, were you like, I need this, this, and this if I'm going to sign with a team, and this is how I'm making the best choice for the next step in my career?
Yeah, I didn't really know too much about the locker room. It kind of hurt me and it helped me. You know, I'm a D2 prospect, so I don't really know like have too many connections in other locker rooms. Like, oh, my homie played with this dude in the NFL. I played with him in college.
That's
so
a
now we
really
kinda
interesting
hang.
point that I never considered, bro. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people get connections like that. But I don't really have those too many connections like that because so I was really thinking of more coaching wise instead of locker room wise. I felt like I could play my game wherever, or I could be me wherever. So I went for coach. I thought like I don't want to come in somewhere where it's a new coach. That's just not what I wanted to do.
Team that's won 12 games in 3 years. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly.
And so I was like, you know, I got the opportunity to come here. Honestly, I didn't know where the hell Massachusetts was, like, for real. I mean, obviously, like, looking on the map and stuff, but I didn't know, like, you know, I'm from Michigan. I never left Michigan until I went to Maryland.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Did you know where Maryland was?
I knew where Maryland was.
I'm trying to figure out where Maryland is myself, to be honest.
Yeah, I knew where Maryland was, but I ain't really.
Yeah.
I knew where Maryland was because DC. So I ain't really know like too much about, you know, New England. I ain't know why it was called New England. I ain't know like much of the background. I just knew the football history, and so it really wasn't. I came here because the city.
Right.
And so
it's like you want to play in LA and you're like, oh, it's Los Angeles or it's New York, and like everybody knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
So I ain't know too much about it. So in that sense, I was ignorant, which helped me. And so I was like, man, I love to play for Belichick. You know, I love to play for that guy. I love to play in New England. I already knew Tom was gone; he was already gone, and so I was like, man, let's see what happens. Let's see what makes it happen. And then coming here, they was like, yeah, all our coaches are under 40, and everybody besides Bill was under 40. And so I was like, you know, that's kind of cool. It's young, they fresh, and they you know, they understand. They understand when we like, and so that was a big thing. And then obviously it's contract wise.
And now, you being a D2 guy, I'm going to go back to that in 2 seconds. But I think that I got to give credit where it's due. I think certain teams develop certain positions better than others do, right? Now, you as a linebacker, I think Baltimore's had a really good history of always putting out good linebackers. Like the Steelers, they always have a good wide receiver. They always develop a new guy every 3 years, and you're like, who is this guy and where did he come from? And he's like, the dude's making the Pro Bowl. They did with Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, Pickens, who else? Chase Claypool, bunch of guys. So, like, before you, the Baltimore linebackers were, like, pretty, like, basically almost all Hall of Fame
marquee
guys.
guys.
Yeah, marquee guys. So how do you feel they handled your development as, like, a D2 guy, and then obviously getting you to the next level in your career and everything like that?
I think that's for me coming in, that was one of the biggest things. Like, I had Elvis Dumerville and Terrell Suggs in the locker room that I got to learn from, and then Zadarius Smith. He is a year older than me, and so coming into that locker room, Z was coming off 8.5 sacks. I think Doom was coming off 11 sacks, and then Sis was coming back from an injury. And so I got to see it from like all different perspectives. A veteran having success, a veteran coming back from injury, and then a young guy having success.
And all Super Bowl, 2 out of the 3 Super Bowl champs, Suggs and Dumerville, right, with the Broncos, right?
Broncos, yeah. And so I got to see like they just all of their work ethic, and Suggs and Doom was kind of at the tail end of their career, and then C was just getting started. So, I got to pick like some of the best brains in football at my position, and then also like coming up, I was in the locker room with C.J. Mosley. I was in the locker room with
Haloti Ngata, right?
Nah, Haloti was gone.
Oh, he was.
Haloti was in Detroit at the time.
Yep, that's right.
But I was there with C.J. Mosley, Jimmy Smith, Ladarius Webb, and so I just got to see like guys just work, like guys just put in a lot of work. And then I played with Steve Smith, played with Eric Weddle, and so the locker room groomed us. It wasn't really like coaches had to be like, all right, come on, guys. Like you gotta do this, you gotta do this. It's like, nah, I seen Eric Weddle, for five straight years be the first person in the building, and he third in the league all time in interceptions.
Another guy who's super underrated in my opinion. That guy did he play like 12, 13 years?
Yeah,
like he had a long career with the Chargers. He came in with, I remember, I forget where he went to school. I think was it LSU? Maybe I don't know.
Nah, he went to Utah.
Right?
Yeah. But that's what groomed is. It's never like a coach, or it's never, you don't get no work ethic from somebody in a training staff. Like they don't teach you. It's always another player that you pick up, because I mean that's what we watch. Like coming into the league, that's what we watch. We watch the players. We didn't really watch the coaches. We knew what the coaches did. We know what type of systems they run and what kind of. But we watched the players. Like I watched Terrell Suggs, I watched Joe Flacco, I watched Steve Smith, and I love when they talk shit. Like when they get out there and they doing their thing, and then we can see it, and then seeing it up close and seeing it like in practice every day. That's how we was groomed. That's how our young bucks was groomed, and then bro, we fought with them dudes every day. Like
that must have been like
the rookies. The rookies fought with the vets every day. Like in the locker room, we fought with them dudes every day.
It's kind of awesome.
Like legit, you guys were
for sure
at odds.
Yeah. Because so we'd jump them. Like the rookies, we'd jump them. Like we'd pick a vet, we'd jump them. And then they'll go get their homies, and then we'd just fight. It was fun. It was like we was doing it all fun, but we was all working. So it was working out for us, and we was having fun. But that's what groomed us to be good.
And quick question. Sorry, Mark. How important is the locker room, the culture in the locker room, to creating a winning team, in your opinion?
I think I don't think it creates a winning team. I think it breeds an environment to where people want to come back to.
Okay.
I think because you can have a locker room that win, but they don't like each other.
The Seahawks in the early 2010s.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
That legit.
Yeah,
They won.
They did. No, but to his
they
point,
won.
yeah, they
won.
did. Right.
Or you kind of see like kind of how the Bills was doing it. It's like they were winning, but it's like they be at odds.
It just feels counterintuitive, though, don't you think?
But it's
Like
but honestly,
the culture in the locker room seems so important to me because I feel like these are your guys on the field. Like you got to step in front of a bus for these guys.
I think it comes down meeting just high school and brief college athletics here. All I'm saying is like, I think you got to think it's like how bad do guys really want to win? Because then I think that's really ends up being all that matters to teams that like clash a little bit internally. They're like, all right, I don't care if I don't like these.
Well,
people.
does it help?
Does
it help to be at odds, right? That's the
sometimes
next
it does.
question.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Yeah, I guess I would say so. Right.
I mean, yeah, but no. It's like when your offense messing up or your defense messing up or especially whatever phase is messing up, man, you do not want to go back into the locker room and you hear somebody say, "Well, we'd have been all right, but the offense been suck."
Yeah.
All right, like you don't want to hear that, or the defense getting bombed on every play.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to hear that. Now it's just like, all right, bro, like we know. Like y'all don't gotta say it.
Salt the wound.
Yeah. And so that's one thing we try never to do. You don't never like, even if you get beat for a touchdown or you get beat like something happened or a guy lose the edge, you don't ever like try to like point that guy out or be like, man, like however it happened, you just take it on the chin and you correct it on the sideline or like in the pictures. But you don't never want to big up somebody because then.
To his point, I don't know if anybody remembers Hard Knocks when the Buccaneers were on it like 7 years ago. Roberto Aguayo was the kicker. Remember that like big kicking prospect they got out of Florida State? And this dude was shanking left and right. Dude like could not find the uprights, right? And then some bum D tackle is chirping the kid in that viral clip, and he's like, yup, that's why you saw, yeah, you ain't shit. Like, and then that's like, bro, you guys win 5 games a year.
Yeah.
To your point is what that's what that just made me think of. I'm like, dude, you guys are trash. This is before Jameis got there, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just tough, bro. It's just like, I mean, as a kicker, you should make kicks. But we know like your job hard. We know how our job is. We know your job hard, and you might get 6 times. You know, that's the max to field goals and PATs max.
Right.
And so you got 6 chances. I might have 60 plays. You know, I got 60 plays. I get 2 sacks. I had a good game. You miss 2 kicks, like you're trash.
It's over.
Out of 6.
You said something about scheme, which makes me think, how important is scheme as far as like getting the most out of like can some guys play through scheme and some guys need it to thrive? Like, are like some guys system guys? Like, I just remember like Albert Haynesworth wrote this thing in the Players Tribune way back when he signed with, I think, the Redskins at the time, or he left Tennessee in one of the Redskins, and he just totally bombed. It was like a horrible contract. He might have character issues to begin with anyways, but I remember him mentioning specifically in the article, he was like, this is the wrong move. Like, this scheme isn't going to work out for you. They want to play you take you off nose tackle or something and put you somewhere else on the line. If you could elaborate, like what your point of view would be on that, like as far as scheme getting the most or holding back certain guys.
You got to do what's best for you. Like those guys that play in the line of scrimmage, I think is a little different between the edges. You know, we live on the edge, so we either over a tight end or outside a tackle. So we can live forever out there. But it's guys, like just scheme-wise, it's guys that play directly over the center or to the shade to the center, or they play on the inside of the guard. Mm-hmm. And the way that you get blocked from those 3 different positions are totally different. So the way you take on the block is totally different. So if you taught one way your whole career, and then you go to a scheme, and then they like, you got to do it this way. It could mess you up. But then there's some people that just outplay scheme. You know, it's some people like Jalen Ramsey. All right, his first 3 years out of 4 until he left, he was all pro or Pro Bowler, I believe.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But it wasn't the scheme. It was him. It was him. They also had good DBs. Like their DBs was really good. They were losing games, but their DBs were really good. But he wanted to man press everybody, and Jacksonville was like, no, we want to run cover 2 and we want to cover 3. But he played everything man press. And so sometimes, you know,
made it work.
Well, he's 6'2". He's a big dude. Like, he's a big cornerback. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but that's his technique over scheme. His technique was making him good. It wasn't the scheme. So some people get hit in technique. Some people get hit in scheme. So it's just different. But then you got those people that just can play through anything. You got those people that don't matter who out there. What's the conditions, rain, cold, hot. They're
going to burn by whoever's lined up on them on the line.
Sure.
They're going to get to the quarterback. They're going to cause problems. They're going to make plays.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much it. Now, you being a D2 guy, shout out to Grand Valley State.
Yeah.
What can you, this is a 2-part question. You can chime in on this, obviously, as well as being in hockey with different levels of, athletics, stuff like that, right? What advice can you give to kids coming out of high school that are obsessed with the whole D1 thing and like, I got to go to a D1
Great
school
question.
and this is how I'm going to validate myself as a collegiate athlete? When I was coaching varsity baseball the last 2-3 years, I used to tell kids, go where you're going to play. That's the most important thing. You ain't going anywhere if you don't play. Yeah. So you as a guy that was coming out of a D2 school looking to get a look in the league, what advice would you give to kids coming out that might not be getting the D1 offers they want, if any at all, or anything like that?
If you're coming out of high school, I think the biggest thing is to go somewhere, like you said, to play. If you look at the statistics, it'd be like 1 million high school players, and then it'd go to like 16,000 college between a D1 and D2 and D1 AA. And then every step you go, it just gets smaller. So if you're looking for a certain step and you don't get that, but it's kind of a step in between, but it's still a step up. But if you don't want to play there and you want to go D1, or my dream schools was LSU, Alabama, and Oregon. That's why I sent my
You weren't going to the big house if they called you?
Huh?
You weren't going to U Michigan if they called you?
Nah. I wasn't trying to stay in Michigan.
I was going to say that. That was my next question. Were you trying to stay in Michigan or no? Clearly not.
I didn't want to stay in Michigan. I wanted to go out and be on my own, do my own thing, see how life was not around my parents or not around my family. I got a big family, so I was like trying to get out. But I feel like people get lost in TV and like in alternate realities. It's like, bro, we see so many people, make it on Alabama or make it to Ohio State and make it to Michigan. But it's also people that have success that don't go there. It's 32 NFL quarterbacks, started NFL quarterbacks. I think only 3 or 4 came from like Ohio State, Alabama, or Michigan. It's not a lot. It's a lot of people. It's like, so they'll find you if you're good enough. They'll find you if you're good enough. If you put the stats out there and you put the film out there, they'll find you. You might not go, first overall and stuff, but I mean, I went 5th round. I'm doing all
just
right.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, exactly.
At what point was it in your sights, knowing that, okay, I got a good shot here?
To be honest, it wasn't even in high school. In high school, I was just like, I just want to go to college. Yeah. I just don't want to be in my mom's house no more.
You want to go and play. You want to go somewhere to play, or you were thinking, I just want to go to college. And if I play, I play.
I mean, football was in the cards, and I thought football would take me to college. Yeah. So that was part of it. But honestly, I was when we signed up, I was an electrical engineer. Going into freshman year, and then I was good at football, and so my coaches sat me down. They was like, and this was after I did all my undergrad stuff. If you haven't been to college trash. I had to do writing 150. Bro, I had to do writing 150, acting classes. I had to do like speech classes. I had to do so much like under stuff before I actually got to my major. Was only 2 years.
It's a weird system, isn't
Bro,
it?
yeah, so I could have been,
weird.
I could have like
waste a lot of time. I feel
man,
like, you know what I'm saying?
bro,
Like,
yeah, but
you waste a lot of time.
it was just, I think it was, I developed great relationships with a lot of people, and I did learn a lot of stuff. I used to be terrified of speaking in public, so shout out to Grand Valley. But in that time, in my 2 years, I was getting really good at football as well. But I was doing class well, and every time they'd think, like, I didn't have great grades coming out of high school, so they was like, yeah, I don't think Matt's gonna like be able to qualify for engineer. But it's because I just never went to high school. I just never went to school. Bro, I just never went to
like,
school.
do we have a game today? Like, what's the deal here?
No, yeah, because I mean, if we didn't have a game, I used to skip every Monday.
Did you play any other sports in high school? Or were you just playing?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
but like this is just how I did. I was like, bro, my mom had 10 kids, so it's like, bro, I don't want to go to school on Monday. She's like, all right, shit, you don't gotta go to school.
right.
Like, I'm not about to argue with you.
You
It's
shouldn't
like,
have said
all right.
anything. With 10 kids, she wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, well, nah, she because we was both at the crib.
Yeah,
Like,
man. She's like, everybody's here.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to leave right now.
yeah, but so she was like, all right, you ain't gotta go to school on Mondays, because it was our quick days. We had 7 classes in 8 hours, so we was barely in class. Then we had lunch and all that stuff, so we was barely in class. So I was like, it's just a waste of my time to go to school. That's how I thought about it. And so I didn't go to school on Mondays, and so I had bad grades. So my coaches thought like, oh, I signed up to be an engineer. It was like, it's no way he's gonna have the credentials to be an engineer when it go time to like actually do it. But I was doing good in college because I was by myself, and so I would go to school, and I was already up, so my grades was good, and they was like, oh shit.
Who else was looking at you coming out of high school?
Bro,
like, who did you have? Like, do you remember who you had like offers from and everything? Like,
No D1s. It was
not a single one.
at the end of recruiting trail, Buffalo came in, and they was like, we
Have Khalil Mack, and we'd like you here as well.
Nah, it was like we have a scholarship. We have one scholarship left. If this dude doesn't commit, we're gonna give it to you. I was like, oh hell yeah. He committed. So I was like, damn. So but
It was Khalil Mack. He ended up like going. It's like, yeah.
Nah, it was Khalil Mack was already there. So I was like, hell yeah, like I'll go there. But anyway, my coaches didn't think I was going to be eligible to be in the engineering classes, but I was. I had like a 3.4 or something. And so they was like, oh, shit. They sat me down. They was like, bro, you're doing really good in school, surprisingly. But the time you have to take these engineering classes is the time that you have football practice. So they was like, it's one or the other. And I was like, I just do football. Like, I was like, y'all pay for college, so I kind of got to do football. And so I stuck on that path, and then it worked out. It's my
I think it
junior
worked out.
year. Yeah, my junior
Safe to
year, I
say.
had 10.5 sacks. And then that's when like agents kind of started talking to me. And then my senior year, I led the NCAA in sacks.
So that actually leads perfectly into my next question. What's the feeling like coming out of Grand Valley? We're like, all right, your senior year just wrapped. The draft's coming up. You're trying to get ready. What's like your agent saying in your ear? Who had called him going into the draft? He was like, oh, Atlanta likes you. Detroit likes you. Or obviously Baltimore did. But like what's happening for an athlete at that time coming out of high school? I mean, I'm sorry, college, going into draft season if you're eligible and stuff.
So much unknown, bro. It's so much unknown. So that's when like the NFL like get businessy, right? So I'm coming out of college. They like my agent's like, well, you can either go from first round to undrafted. I'm like, all right, yeah, that helps. Appreciate it. And he like
So you can either get drafted or just not get drafted at all. That's all this dude said.
Well, yeah, because at my pro day, it was only me, bro. It was only me, bro.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Bro, it's a good thing. It's terrible though. It was
Right.
It was me. It was me. Nobody else. And it was 31 teams there. So every team besides one, I don't know the one team that didn't come, but every team. I think it was the Patriots. Honestly, I honestly think it was.
Why
the Patriots.
is that not a surprise?
Bill's
Honestly,
like, we got Judon Maye and a
yeah.
couple other guys right now. We're all right.
Bill's just like, we want to be the only one that's not
Not
going
gonna
to
be. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
no, it was because they scheduled a private workout like a week after.
Oh,
They
I
scheduled. a
That's
private-
also
but-
not.
That's
That's
such
also not a surprise.
Yeah, not a
Yeah.
surprise. That's such a
It's a
sounds like Bill
Belichickian
Brand
type
move,
of thing to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
but
Yeah, but if you mess up one thing, everybody's just looking at you. You can't even like hide that at all.
for sure. And then I'm dog ass tired, bro.
Yeah.
We ran through. I ran through D-line drills. I ran through linebacker drills, and I ran through DB drills. I did everything.
Who runs the pro day? Is it the coaches that are coming to like?
It's the
watch
coach.
you,
Yeah,
or your college coach.
Yeah, they get to they like, oh, we want to see this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We want to see how his hips turn. So I got to do DB drills. We want to see his foot placement and stuff. So now I got to do linebacker drills. We want to see how he read and react. So now I'm doing off the line drills. It's like, bro, I did everything, and we was in there for like 2.5 hours, and like, bro, they ain't bring me no water. They brought me water like halfway through.
Where was it?
It was at Grand Valley.
Oh, it was at Grand Valley.
Yeah, it was
All
at
right,
Grand
I
Valley.
got you.
And then skip Grand Valley for this. I got a parking ticket that day too.
And nobody offered to refund you at all.
I got a parking ticket that
Yeah,
day too.
see,
So
the NIL would have helped right there. Now you know what I'm saying. We wouldn't have to worry about any of that.
But coming out, he was like, bro, you can go from the first round to the third round. It was, you met with every team. You did good at the combine. It wasn't like, I bombed my Wonder League or nothing. So everything was good, and everything I did at the combine, because I went to the combine, I placed in the top 5 of everything. So
Who's in your linebacker group? Do you remember like who you were out there with? Like, I don't know if it was guys that are still playing now or dudes that ended up being all pro.
All I remember, did anybody remember the Chris Jones incident at the combine?
What was it?
What was this?
Bro.
From the Chiefs?
Yeah, Chris Jones.
What happened? What happened? Who? Does anybody remember this?
Bro, he had a clothing malfunction. Yeah.
Oh,
you hear about this?
No, this is I'm gonna see a picture afterwards of somebody's ass cheek or something. Or
Bro, Chris Jones ran a 40 right in front of me.
Oh,
and that's when it happened. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yes,
Actually, I'm not
bro.
gonna lie.
Yeah. So that's when it happened. But I mean, that's the older Bosa.
Oh, Joey. Yeah, right.
So,
I don't know if you remember like seeing some guys and be like, "Yo, this guy is a problem. This dude's gonna be this dude's gonna be thriving."
Hell nah.
So
but I mean, we was all encouraging each other. Everything we did, 40, 10-star bench press, everything. I was in top 5, broad jump, vertical jump, everything. So I was in the top 5 of everything, and then on the day of the draft call, it was like the first day. So I went to like something like Mossy's in Grand Rapids, and then I watched the draft. I knew I wasn't I'm not an idiot. I'm not dumb. I knew I wasn't getting drafted first round.
did somebody be like, "Yo, do you want to have a draft party?"
Yeah, that's what my draft party was. I watched the first round.
I got you. Okay,
I watched the first round of the draft like with my friends and stuff, all that.
Yeah.
And family and stuff, because I know I'm not anxious. I'm not nervous. Like, this not my future. It's like these guys up here, they went to the D1s. They was talked about all college football season long. They did the interviews and all that stuff. That wasn't me. God didn't have that in my plan. So the second day, the draft started a little bit later. I mean, it started a little bit earlier, but the Raiders had called my phone like in the morning, and it was like, "We just making sure this your number," whoop de whoop. And whole time, like, I felt like they was just messing with me. Like I got a couple calls like that, and I felt like it
They're
was
like
just
Al Davis wants to take you to PF Chang's. We're thinking about drafting you.
And so they do that just like making sure that's people number just in case you don't get drafted. They call you, and then it's a race to sign undrafted free agents. And so, but you know, the third day, and like the 10th hour, bro, I'm just watching people go. And you know, it was some good players. It was some good players up there. You know, kudos to them. But I think the top 4 in sacks in my draft class 16, me, Chris Jones, Joey, and Yannick. And
Ngakwe.
Yeah.
He ended up in Baltimore.
Yeah, he was there with me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I mean that's the top 4 out of all those, and I think Chris and Yannick was 2nd round, Joey was 4th round, I was 5th. And so that's just how that went.
So when you get to the league, right, what was your first, like, yo, this is the NFL? Like, I'm up against that. Were you up against some big left tackle who was nasty at the time when you were, like, having trouble getting, you know, like getting the quarterback where you're like, damn, this dude is like, this is tough. Like, I'm
Or was it like a reality?
yeah, like a reality check. We're like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm in the NFL. This is like, or I've been watching this guy on TV for 10 years and he's like just staring at me across the line of scrimmage right now.
It was when Steve Smith walked into the locker room.
And he's half your size.
Bruh. Nah, man. Steve, every bit of everybody's size in this room.
Yeah,
man.
right. Yeah.
Steve, the smallest person and a giant at the same time. You know, he don't hold no punches. He don't hold no words. And where he from, like, bro, he 100% ready to die for what he believed at all times. So Steve walked into the locker room, us rookies hanging out because we had to be there way before the vets did. So we in a rookie minicamp. Steve walked into the locker room. My friend Carl Davis, I know him from Michigan because he was from Michigan, but he was drafted a year before. So we talking, and Steve like, what the hell you doing talking to these rookies? Whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, damn, like Steve, I know him. Like, it's all right. And he like, nah, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't say nothing to me. And Steve like one of my best friends to this day. Like, we still text and talk. And it's always a good time when I see him. I'm like, Steve, you can learn something from anybody. You can learn something from a man on the street. He like, all right, I like the way you think. But then he broke it down. He broke like the numbers down to me. He like, bro, this is how many people drafted every year. This how many people already in the league. This how many people get cut. Oh. This how, like, he knew exact numbers and stuff. And so, I mean, and I could have thought he was like, I could have thought he was lying, but then we went to like rookie meetings. I was like, bro, you don't know them exact numbers. But then we went to the rookie meetings, then they showed it. They like showed
it's like number for number.
Yeah,
he like just nailed every single
like
one.
Number
Like,
number.
damn, this guy's a stat sheet. Yeah.
And so I was like, bro, it's different in the league. You know, when you got Steve Smith in here and talking and kind of giving you wisdom, dropping you game, but then also just like hanging out with you.
Yeah. Steve Smith should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Just because he's like Carolina's best player, and like he's Mr. Panther essentially. I mean, besides Cam.
Nah, but Peppers.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Julius Peppers. Yeah, exactly.
Julius,
right. No, but I think Steve should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think so.
100%.
Is he eligible for the ballot yet? Maybe next year.
No. How long do you have to be retired to be eligible for the ballot?
10.
Then no, he's definitely no. He's not. He's probably got a couple 3-4 years left, right?
Yeah, he for sure gonna go though. Yeah.
Do you remember what everybody remembers their best game? Feel free to tell us about that. Do you remember your worst game where you're like, bro, I just can't get it going today? Like, I got nothing right now. I'm just like, because everybody always talks about like their best game, but nobody ever talks about like their worst game where they were like, yo, I just was not very good. I just wasn't very good today. Like I couldn't get it going at all.
I feel like 2 years ago in Vegas was.
Were you hurt?
No, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt. I just felt like I didn't have a good game. And I had decent stats. I just felt like I didn't have a good game.
Really?
It was when they
Not the fumble. I mean the kickoff.
yeah
game.
that bullshit. Yeah. When we was up and we lost.
Is that the craziest way you've ever lost a football game in your entire career, Pop Warner and everything?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you literally can't write that up. There's no
yeah.
way. You might never see that again, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hope not.
No, yeah, exactly.
But that was something that you just walk off the field, bro. me and Ben, we looked at each other. We said, bro, let's go, bro. Let's go. Like, bro, you don't shake. I'm an ultimate, like, I respect everybody that played this game. Like, it's not easy at all. Like, the discipline, the integrity, to the character,
the longevity,
the will that you got to have to focus and play this game. But at that time, it was after everybody on that field, bro.
Yeah,
And everybody on that. It's like, bro, you watching that, you just get up and leave. You got to get up and leave.
there's really nothing else you can do at that point, to be
It's
honest.
not,
with you.
and you can't even be. And after that, I wasn't even mad. It's like you gotta have anger issues to be mad at something like that, because it's something that's not supposed to happen. It's something like that's not supposed to happen. It's like, all right, like this.
You almost have to laugh.
Yeah,
You almost have to laugh, like be
man.
like, I can't believe this shit just happened, but like, all right, whatever. I guess we're out of here. Cool.
And so I just got up and left. It was just like,
Do you have have you played in all 32 stadiums by now at this point, right?
no, I haven't played in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't played in Denver.
It's probably a good thing.
It's a couple.
the
I
oxygen
think it's
out.
like 2 others. I haven't played in Tampa Bay. I haven't played in 49ers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. This is what, your 7th year?
I'm
8th year?
going to year 9.
9, right? Yeah. No, okay. There we go. Yeah. Wow. You think by now you would have
That's
covered all
shocking,
It is.
actually.
Yeah. I know. It is kind of, dude. You're coming up on a decade, bro. Like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, I played them teams.
Right,
I just
yeah.
haven't played them
there.
stadiums, because you switch. If you think about it, you play those teams every 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's a switch on and off. And then in the middle of it, I switched teams. And so I played Tampa Bay twice at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I played them once in the bank, and then once at Gillette.
Do you have a favorite away stadium to play in? I got a weird feeling of one of them, even though we just talked about it, is probably sick. But I'm interested to know like what your point of view is on
Pittsburgh.
that. Really? Are you
Why?
serious?
Why is that?
Why is that?
Bro, the fans, bro.
Oh,
The
really? Yeah.
It's not. And it is probably from being a Raven. It's nothing better than being Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No
Yes.
kidding. I mean, I believe that. Like, I
Yes.
do believe the Indians don't mess around, bro. Like, that's serious stuff.
Yeah, but so how does Foxborough match up
What do you mean?
in terms of the fans and play? The
I don't- I
the
don't-
overall stadium.
I think I'll fuck with y'all. But, all right. Y'all been just so spoiled from winning, consistently winning,
I knew that was coming.
that y'all don't dislike the other team. Y'all dislike our team because
Yeah.
we look.
Welcome to
lose.
Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and it's like y'all happy to see the other team because y'all like their players too, but y'all just used to beating them other players and still like.
It's
enjoying
easy. It's
the
easy
season.
to not hate teams when they're not a threat for so long. They don't
Exactly.
end your season. They don't send you home in the playoffs.
Exactly.
They don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
So-
we don't get upset. Like Indy, we just own them for so long. It's not like Indy's not a. You know what I mean?
For sure. I think the only 2 teams that the fans have a genuine dislike for is the Buffalo Bills and Miami.
Yeah.
And, because Miami were all like
You can add the Jets to that too.
No, they don't dislike the Jets. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
I don't think- I agree
Y'all
with
beat
him.
the Jets for 30 straight years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Y'all
exactly.
beat
That is
the-
true.
How did Bill feel about the Jets?
The Rex Ryan Jets, he wasn't a fan of, obviously, but
No.
I think, but even like Indy, I think we have a stronger dislike. We're just still
Yeah.
inherently lingering around from all those
Yeah,
years.
for sure.
Yeah.
And we had battles with Baltimore.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
But I like when you see players and like teams come in And like they don't be born for their intros. Like they just be quiet. They just let them intro and be quiet, and then they cheer for us. But then when stuff go awry, it be like, bruh, this guy sucks. This guy stinks. Take this guy out. Bill, you're gonna get fired. Can't wait to see you go. I'm like, bro, y'all don't even do that for the other team.
Yeah, right.
Like the other team,
It's
like
so
behind it.
dysfunctional.
Can we treat Cleveland like this, please? Like, what's going on?
It's
You know
like
what I'm saying?
it's like behind a bench. It be quiet. Like when it be third down, like we be on defense, y'all they get like a little loud. But it's like if you have a genuine like a true fan base that like dislike any like bro, you can't hear on third down.
That's
and
great.
and
Just because he said behind the bench, who you guys? Were you on the team with Marcus Peters when he like almost ran into the stands and like was talking shit to that guy?
No, that was when he was in,
Was he on Kansas City at the time? I thought he was with you guys. Or
no,
he was with the Rams.
He was with the Raiders. He was with the Rams.
He was with the Rams at the
yeah,
time.
Yeah, he was with the Rams.
One of the funniest clips I've ever watched in my life. He just walked
Yeah.
right up to the guy and started talking shit, so it was hilarious. But no, like I've heard Green Bay's like a fun place to play.
Oh, it's got to be.
With like, because like the fans just love football, like, and they just whoever's there, they're just happy to like, hey, like this is great, like we just love.
It's a football city,
It,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Another good town was Seattle.
Really?
Seattle was fire.
I was gonna say, what are your favorite road cities? Like, do you have like a?
I mean, bro, I don't do like go out in road cities. But
Gotcha, okay.
Obviously, it's it's the Meccas, it's the Miami, LA, and stuff like that. Yeah. Dallas.
Who did you grow up a fan of? Like, what was your team like growing up?
The Dolphins, bro. I was
really.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a Ricky Williams fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude! Listen, Ricky would have been a Hall of Famer if he just stayed with it in the league.
Jason
and kept going.
Taylor,
The Chad Penningtons, who else? Zach Thomas. They had like a sneaky good team. Like they were like competitive for a while, dude.
They are a really good team. And then I was a fan of the Saints. Aaron Brooks.
Wow,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
a throwback!
Yeah, I was
Deuce
fan of
McAllister.
Deuce Hughes.
Marcus Colston. Or was he a little bit later with the Drew Brees, like early days
he
of
was
the Saints?
he was a little later.
Joe Horn.
Uh,
Yeah, no, they. What was I going to say though? Did you have anything you want? Oh, do we want to take an audience
Well,
question?
yeah, I think we gotta take some time for. But I have a couple quick questions I got to get into.
Sure.
Mac Jones.
what's up?
The whole Mac Jones era was a strange era for the New England Patriots. What are your thoughts on why Mac was not successful? Or do you feel like he was successful, but the fan base was just too tough on him?
I feel like Mac had a hard go. I don't think Mac was the post-time era. Yeah, it really wasn't Cam Newton. Cam was and it was COVID years, so like y'all cared about football, but y'all didn't care that much, and y'all wasn't in the stadium. So Mac Jones was the post-Tom Brady era, and then in that post-Tom Brady era, he had three different offensive coordinators in 3 different years.
And Bill O'Brien's offense is not easy. It's pretty deep.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's not that tough. I don't think offense is that tough, but you can either run or pass. You gotta do them both well.
Yeah.
But and then with the post time era, y'all lost a lot of like key contributors, bro. Is Jules was done. Gronk left. It was just a lot of rebuilding and replacing, and along comes that you got a dude that had a lot of success in college, a lot of success in high school, and you ask him to carry a franchise that also had a lot of success, but I feel like you don't give him all the tools and you don't give him all the keys. So it wasn't only him. It was a lot of contributors, but everybody don't get wins and losses like quarterbacks do. Nobody will say nobody will say my record as a defensive end because nobody gives a damn.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, now you get Drake coming in. Mm-hmm. And so Mac's out, Drake's in, probably just as much pressure coming in. But do you feel like is he set up to succeed?
I think so. I think he got a veteran quarterback that's that's gonna teach him some stuff.
Yeah.
Jacoby is a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
And he won a lot of games in this league, and he knows how to do it at a high level. So he got a good quarterback that he can learn from, even if he sit behind him for a year or if he outplay him. And so I think he needs some structure. Everybody needs structure. I feel like a offensive coordinator and a good quarterback go hand in hand. It's like, if you look at the good quarterbacks in the league, they have an offensive coordinator for 4 or 5 years, and then they'll work through that. It's like if you want to take Josh Allen, like he wasn't the most accurate. His first year, they was trash.
Yeah, he was just flinging the ball around, just gunslinging left and right. Yeah,
and then he got to become, MVP caliber player.
Right.
Bro, Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his rookie year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the franchise record or the league record for
true? Yeah.
interceptions by a rookie? Yeah, dude, he threw like 18, 20 picks or something like that.
His first throw was an interception.
Yeah.
And so but people like that, they just stood behind them. They seen the potential. But like here, I'm telling y'all are. And I'm happy that y'all state or y'all teams and stuff is called Title Town. It's not a lot. Like, bro, I'm from Michigan. It's like, bro, 7-8 wins for the Lions. They was good. They were decent.
Wow. Yeah, that's a weird thing.
We're spoiled.
Yeah, y'all just spoiled.
Very spoiled.
And y'all think like everybody come in and have success because y'all went from Bledsoe having success to Tom having success, and that was damn near 40 years of great quarterback play. Mm-hmm. And it's not like that throughout that time. The Lions went through 16 quarterbacks, the Browns went through 46 quarterbacks. It's like,
it's crazy to think about. Yeah, it's wild, bro, to think about it. Yeah, exactly.
But nobody think about that.
If our teams don't win a championship, the season's a failure, regardless of the team.
It seems that way.
Think about the 4 major sports, right? If they don't win a championship, in the eyes of the fans.
But look at a team right now like the Sox, dude. Like, they're overproducing a little bit, and everybody's like, oh my god.
Wait till the end of the season.
Is this going to be like, again, in this week with the trade deadline is going to be huge, but like, what was I going to say going back to this? We've been lucky for the most part with good ownership in Boston sports. I mean, Mr. Kraft is obviously like the guy that set the tone with that whole thing. John Henry was good for a long time. Not a fan the last couple of years. Wick, obviously, with the Celtics is self-explanatory. And then you have the Jacobs, so like, okay. Do you feel like you as like a Patriot, you're like, do we got some real good ownership here? And that does play a lot. Like, how much does that factor in for a guy like going to a team like, oh, the ownership cares. They're not too hands-on with the staff. They're not trying to pull too many strings. You know what I'm saying? Because other owners, Jerry Jones, just wants to do everything and wants to breathe down everybody's neck.
Which is not Kraft, but he does have a big presence, and he's got a big presence in the league as well.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, I've only been in 2 spots, so I only can speak off that. But one spot I never seen the owner, and then when I did see the owner, he was with like 6 security guards, surrounding him.
Steve Biscotti?
Yeah. And then the other, I see the owner every day,
he's like out and about that much around the stadium and stuff like that and everything. Well,
I mean, I don't want to tell his business. No, still a billionaire, but I see him regularly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he had that a lot.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Big presence.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I don't know how hands-on he is or what decisions he make. Because he keep that quiet.
Yeah.
And so I think we respect him for that. Is that he not brass about his business. He go about his business in a manner of where we all can respect it, but then if it don't work or something don't happen, it fall back on the coaches. And that's what you want as a coach. You want to be able to make the decisions, but if something don't work, you can actually be like, all right, this is why it didn't work. You can't be like, man, well, the owner told me to. Like so.
Yeah. No, I feel. Do we want to take an audience?
Yeah. You guys have some questions out here?
Does anybody have a question they want to throw Matt's way at all?
Raise your hand, and we'll ask you to speak loud.
What motivates you
Nah, if you ain't hear, his question was what motivates me. At first, it was our growing up. Like I said, I always play video games. I wanted to hear my name on Madden. All right, so that's what motivated me.
Respect that. That's sick.
And then it was just like I said, I got a big family, so like it was stuff that we didn't do. My first flight was in college. So I just wanted to like give my parents and my siblings like different avenues to do things. What motivates me now, I'm 30 something. I sacks away from 100. I think it depends when I get in, but I'd be like the 100th and like 10th person to do it or something like that to reach 100. So wow, that's fire. And then like, bro, I like just whooping ass. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like football. Then also like the fan interactions. Sometimes it get a little bit much, but most of the times it's just like regular people, normal people. It just really enthused about my job, bro. So it's like if I was a cook and people just came to the kitchen all the time and asked me how I do this, why I like to do that, why I like to do that, it's like, but I'm a football player. And so that's what keep me going. That's what keep me motivated. And then, just seeing like people wearing my jersey is fire. So
I saw a kid in here. Where's the young guy here with the Judon jersey?
It's one right there.
Where's he at?
But it's one
we got what's coming here. We got somebody back there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He knows I'm talking about him.
Do we have one more audience question?
Anybody else? Yep.
Yeah, here you go.
So you said going into free agency, you were looking at coaching staff. So I want to know how you feel about when playing with Bill Bellicheck and how you like to dislike playing with him versus now playing with Drake Maye and how you can answer.
So for anybody who didn't hear him, how Matt liked playing for Bill and how he feels like he's going to adjust with Drake Maye now.
I think it's going to be a smooth transition. I'm going to answer the Mayo question first. I think it's going to be a smooth transition going to Mayo because he was there day to day. He was very hands-on with myself and the defense. And so I think that'll go smooth. And we had a huge turnover, right? But it wasn't too many turnovers on the defense. They was like, all right, we all right over here. Let's leave this alone. Let's tighten up some other stuff. So we had more turnover on offense and special team. So we're kind of familiar with the defensive staff and how that's gonna work. But then playing for Belichick, it was really awesome. Like Belichick, a cool dude, and it's a lot of people might not think of it like that because he's so dry and he was so he was so monotone in his interviews and he just showed no personality. But now that he's not in that light no more, he's showing more his personality, he's showing more his charisma and stuff that he showed in the meeting rooms and stuff. The jokes.
It's different Belichick.
Yeah,
for sure.
That the jokes he tells, like he was, and he told us it was because when he was coaching under Parcells, he had said something about a player, and that the media turned it around on him, and now he was like, I'm never gonna say nothing else again, and so I think he just got a bad taste of media. And, him as a history buff dude and stuff, he like, yeah, I'm never going to let that repeat itself. And so he just turned his personality off when he had, like, he don't do extra interviews. All coaches like get a chance to do an interview. He only do the interviews that he contracted to do. And if he not contracted to do it, he not doing it. And so I respected him from doing that. But I be doing interviews, so I'm a personality. But he never came to me and was like, "You can't be that person."
Do you think you'd want to go into media, like co-hosting a show or something when you're done playing at some point? You did good on Good Morning Football.
Yeah.
You always do. You always do well in like public media and stuff like that.
Really well on the Shut Up Mark podcast.
Yeah, he's always been great tonight. Yeah, that goes without saying. He's been fantastic.
I mean, I don't really know what I want to do. I own a restaurant in Dallas.
Plug it.
Yeah.
Give us some info. What's it called?
No, it's called Nine Kitchen and Lounge,
right.
but I really want to just watch my babies grow, bro. I did a lot of work the last 9 years, and hopefully, I got a couple more years to play, but watch my babies grow. I'm about to build a chicken coop so I can eat my own eggs and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Bro, I live in Dallas, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta, y'all be doing weird stuff with the food now, so I'm gonna eat my own food. And then I just want to kind of be out the way. It's like I'm so blessed, bro. God blessed me so much, right? And I had so much success. In football, in the game, right? So much success in the game to where, I got the opportunity to just get out the way for a little bit and kind of evaluate, what I am going to do, I'm going to do like Spartan races though. I always
keep the physical thing going. Like I gotta have a goal to do something, work towards it physically.
Yeah. Like the 6K Spartan race is 3 miles, but there's a whole bunch of obstacles and you running in the mud.
Yeah.
And me and my trainer, like when we be working out, we just be watching them and stuff. So I'm gonna do that for a little bit and try to not spend money. Try to like change my lifestyle. It's like, I'm not spending money on clothes for like looks for a game, or I'm not going, like if I'm going to something, or if I do a co-host appearance or a guest appearance, I'm only doing it because I want to and not that I have to. So I'm gonna still try to sharpen my skills and do all that stuff, but I'm gonna try to be out the way and just transition from always having to go, always having to be ready, always having to do stuff to where, from August to February, I can just decompress and just become a normal citizen again.
Yeah. There's got to be that boredom factor into, like, I feel like whenever any guy, like, retires, it's kind of like, all right, how do I, like, occupy myself right now? I'm so used to, like.
Big adjustment.
It's a huge adjustment for dudes, you know what I mean? And, like, athletes.
Yeah, I think because my identity is not into football.
Right.
It's like what I hate, and I know some of y'all was thinking it, but nobody said it, and I appreciate it. But when I go somewhere and people are like, "Where's your red sleeves?" I'm like, "Fuck you."
That was Mark's next question, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's not who I am. That's not who. That's what I do. That's when I'm a superhero. Right. Shit, I walk around Clark Kent most of the time.
Right.
And so, my identity is in Christ, my Lord and Savior. But football is just what I do to make money. And I love it, and I'm going to do it as hard as I can. I'm going to go as hard as I can. I'm going to attack it every day. But then when it's done, it's like, bro, I'm back to a dad, a son, being around my family more often, being in my backyard, ATVing. I want to learn how to like snowboard and ski. I didn't grow up doing that stuff, so I want to learn how to do that. I want to go like to the Aspens and sled with my kids. And so, like I say, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to take a year off and still be okay financially, or take 2 years off and still be all right and just be by myself. And then, I'm transitioning, I'm single. And so it's like, I want to be all right just being by myself. It's like, football has given me a crutch. It's like, when death happens or something happens, I'm like, I always got to get back to what's making me money. I always got to get back to football. So I ain't never had to harp on nothing. I ain't never had to like sit and fester in feelings. I always had to have something take me off. And like, so if I get 2 years and I can just decompress and like detangle everything that went on in my life, that'll be all right for me.
It's pretty much the last question I'm going to ask tonight. Is the red alternate jersey the best alternate jersey in football? That's all I want. I just should we wear it
I
more
say
often?
yes.
Should it be the main uniform? I wouldn't hate if it went to our normal uniform.
either.
Like I love the red with the white. It's like my favorite jersey league. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, that's fire. I love the Detroit Lion Grays. Yeah, bro. That's fire. That's like just a gray. You can do so much with a gray uniform.
I think the Raider uniform is just timeless.
No, the Lion Gray.
No, I'm saying my opinion. I'm just saying like my other one would be the Raiders uniform. I love the Raiders uniforms. I always have.
Nah. It's just black and white. It's just black and white. I mean, that's your
I
opinion.
like keeping it simple like that. I guess. Yeah.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks highlighted colors joints. The Chargers throwback jerseys, fire.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay throwback jerseys, nice.
Gas. The creamsicle ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, unreal. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams in the league with some good jersey combinations. Yeah.
Did anybody else have one last question for Matt before we wrap the show, guys? Anybody? No? Well, with that being, did you have anything else you wanted to throw
I'll do one.
Sure. Yeah, good.
Short and sweet, but can you see yourself finishing your career as a Patriot?
I want to, but bro.
I understand, but
It's recorded, so everybody gonna know. But I'm trying, bro. I really am. They making it hard for me, though. They making this shit.
Yeah.
If y'all want, I think if y'all write letters, it'll help, bro.
Yeah. We gotta
One
get everybody.
Patriot plays is right where we play.
Yeah, exactly.
But we trying to work that out. But I think I love football. I don't love the business of football. That get tough, and then like I said, like I don't want to be the villain. I don't want to be the villain. I don't want to be the bad guy. But it's like shoot, bro. Like help me out. We got the most cap in the league right now, bro. Like with the
Yeah.
damn, and then with that, like they don't even get the money. So what the hell are y'all doing with it? Like y'all literally just not using it. But bro, those guys have a tough decision. It's like because even though I'm a player, but football is 100% injury. So if they give me a lot of money, then I continue to get injury. God, please hope that don't happen. But if I continue to get injured, they look like they have egg on their face. But then if they don't pay me, then I'll go and continue to play well. Then it bites them in the ass too. So it's hard for them. It's hard to know who to give the money to, when to give the money to, where, how much, salary cap. There's a lot of stuff that go along with that. But I wrote out my own contract and sent it to them. They just ain't responding.
Not yet.
I for real.
An offer has been, Ellison, an offer has been submitted. An offer has been submitted.
Yeah, I wrote my own, and I don't do most of the talking to them. They let me play football, and I got an agent. But that one thing I did do, I was like, I've been around this league a long enough time.
Was your
I know how
agent
to
like,
run it.
what are you doing? Like,
hell. The thing is, my agent was like, bro, who wrote this for you? I was like, me, bro. Man, I was like, I wrote this. He was like, yeah, bro. When you're done, like, come on. When you're done, you're a vested player. You can do this for a living. I was like, yeah, I know. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either. So.
Well, let's get the contract done.
Yeah,
let's get you back to New England.
Let's get him back for next year,
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Judon, Marc Lewis, the Shut Up Mark podcast. Want to thank Dave's Hot Chicken. I want to thank Moxie's. Want to thank Aaron, our crew, and Viva Tequila. Yes.
While I was watching this, I texted Bill Bellicheck and he said he
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
my
boy.
dog. That's
Somebody's
my
got
dog.
some clout back there.
Yeah.
Belinda's got pull. Yeah, she's not messing around over there. She's 100% serious too, by the way. So
One more round of applause for Matthew Judon, guys, and Marc Lewis, the Shut Up Mark podcast. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We appreciate it. Yeah.
can't thank you all
What a
enough.
night.
Thank you guys. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I know I did. We can't wait to do this again for you.
Unbelievable. Can't wait.
So-
we got another guest coming up in August. We'll announce that soon. But real thanks.
Yeah, Matt.
Big
thank
thanks
you
to
for coming
Matt.
out, bro.
Appreciate you
Seriously.
coming
Yeah,
down.
no problem.
Really good
man.
night,
It was a lot
guys.
of fun. So, and we're gonna do the rest of the meet and greet now with everybody, and then we'll get the VIP dinner going and stuff, and then
Yeah.
there we go. That's pretty much it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Appreciate
guys.
y'all.
Thanks everybody, guys. Appreciate you.